Kubi and Bearwoods Photography. I've gotten in front of me my current A list of lenses, and I wanted to talk because there's going to be a new member of this team. This is all the mirrorless lenses for the Sony system, and I've got the 28-75, I've got the 17-28, and I don't have the 35, and I haven't decided if I'm going to get that one yet. I've got the 24mm f2.8, and I don't have the 70-180, but I do now have the 20mm f2.8 OSD macro lens, 1:2 macro, and I'm going to do a little unboxing, and I'll just talk about a couple of the features before we open it up. Let's read it off the box here. So it's 20mm f2.8, Di3, which is symbolic of mirrorless cameras, OSD, which is the optimized silent drive, and it's a macro 1:2. So that is huge for me, and I'll talk about that in a second as well. This one is for the Sony system, so it's going to complete my system somewhat for my trip to Iceland. I would love to have had that 70-180, but it's just not going to happen, you know, in the next 3 weeks or so. So I'm not worried about it. What I like about this is a couple things, because the question always comes up: if I've got all these zooms that fit all this stuff, why do I need prime lenses? And there are a couple reasons. Number one, for me, I grew up in primes, the size of it and the weight of it. If I'm going to be going mirrorless, I want to capitalize on small and lightweight. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason that I like prime lenses as well, as to me, for me, when you're doing compositions, zoom lenses can, at times, they're super convenient, but they can make you lazy in your compositions, because you will look and just say, I'm going to settle for this, versus having to work a composition with a prime lens, because you can't just zoom in, you can't just zoom out, you've got to step forward, you've got to step back, you've got to change your angle. Whereas that's not always the case with zoom lenses. So I encourage everybody to not only get the zoom lenses, but to get the primes as well, because it does make you work your creativity. It does make you become a better compositional photographer to have those prime lenses, and it helps you to understand also. But the other big thing with this, the 1:2 macro is huge, because I love jamming stuff in the foreground of my images and stuff. And I've got some gardens that I'm one of the official photographers for, Gibbs Garden down the road. They're getting ready to have their daffodil festival, and the daffodils are starting to bloom. I'm going to go down there with the 20 and the 24 especially, and I'm going to put these lenses very, very close to the flowers and just, you know, go for a different look completely. To give you an idea on this, the minimum focusing distance is 4.3 inches. That's from the film plane, which is the back of the camera almost, to the subject is only 4.3 inches away. So you're filling that frame with that flower, and you're still able to get a lot of the stuff that's around it. The other thing I like about this, 67mm filter size, which all of these are as well. So that means I'm just carrying one filter ring for my filter system. I just did the video. I'll put a link somewhere down in one of these corners to that as well. So let's just get this thing unboxed here. It's so light, I keep thinking they're shipping me an empty box. Here's all your instructions, all that good stuff, your warranty. You know, comes with the 6-year warranty, of course. All of them come with the lens hood. Let's dig this out. It's packed in there good and tight, nothing happening to it. Let's throw all this in here. Let's seal it up tight. So you can see it's a little bit, well, it's almost the exact same size, maybe slightly larger than the 24. So really good size to it. They come with front lens caps, rear lens caps, lens hoods, 6-year warranty. It's also got the weather sealing construction, which is great, because again, I don't always shoot in great conditions. And then the front of the lens, of course. So just super smooth. I am going to stop the video here in a minute and then try to do a couple shots around the yard. Nothing scenic, nothing great, just to give you an idea of some of the things, how close you can focus, some of the other stuff. Again, I'm going to stick it on there. I'm going to listen to how quickly it focuses. It's got the optimized silent drive, which they first started using on their 35 to 150 and their 17 to 35 for DSLRs. I loved it then. I'm really loving it now. It's also got the fluorine coating. Fluorine coating on these lenses, it's going to make, if you get any type of grease or oil or anything on it, it's going to be easily removed. You know, because again, we don't plan to abuse our lenses. It just happens. And, you know, knowing that you can clean it up easily in the field is something that's very, very important to me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put this thing on a camera body and do a couple shots around the yard here. Again, nothing spectacular. I might even shoot my dirty old car, you know, just show you how close these things can focus. Don't judge me on my car being dirty. Okay, it's a white car, it's dirty. Don't worry about it. All right, anyway, so let's go do some images. All right. So for this image, what I'm doing is I'm just getting it so I can get the whole emblem in there. I'm not even at minimum focusing distance. I'm going to do one image from here just to give you an idea. And I don't have it parallel on purpose because I want to show some of the depth of field capabilities. So let's just focus it up. I've got the self timer on. Let's move it up to there. All right, we'll show that image. I'm going to lower this just a little bit so I can get parallel to the emblem. All right, so we're going to do one image at this. That is maybe not even minimum focusing distance still. Let's go in a little closer and see how close we can get before I can still get that close. Let's lighten it up a little bit just so I get some better detail. And I'm going to put all these images in the down in the description or in the first comment. I'll put a link to the high resolution raw images in here. And you can see, I mean, my gosh. I mean, the front of my lens is less than 2 inches away, and I still think that I could get even a little bit closer. Let's all right, that pushed it to the limit there. So right here, oh, it's telling me that it's in focus there. Oh my gosh. All right, one more. Wow, okay, so that's the minimum focusing distance there. And you can see that that only comes to that far. So, you know, 4.3 inches, that's pretty freaking awesome. So I'm going to take it around the yard a little bit, and I'm going to do a couple images as well. And like I said, I'll put all this in the in the high resolution file that you can download the raw images and take a look at them. I've got it on the A7 III. So let me go around the yard, see what else we can find. Hi, thank you again for joining me in Bear Woods for the unboxing of the Tamron 20mm f2.8 Di3 OSD macro 1:2 lens. Again, my reason for getting primes is it increases my compositional process. It makes me think about things differently. The other advantage to the prime lenses from Tamron, the 20, the 24, and the 35, are the close focusing capabilities. Again, with this lens was 4.3 inches. So that's going to make me really be able to do macro work, but include some of the general landscape around it as well. I'm also going to use this lens for walking around the streets of Reykjavik here in a few weeks, using it hopefully for the aurora, for the northern lights, and also for the night sky this summer. I like to set up 2 cameras. This is going to give me another option of having that ultra wide angle lens. So really looking forward to it. Hopefully you'll take the time to download some of the raw images and take a look at them and see the quality of the lens itself. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make a comment, give me some ideas and things you'd like to see, or any questions you've got, go ahead and put those in the comment section. Please subscribe, as always. But until next time, thank you again for joining me.